Good morning, students. This is very important topic in atoms and molecule. Here the topic is first topic ions. Ions means the particles which possess charge. Those are called ions. I repeat once again. Listen carefully. The particles. What are the particles? Atoms, molecules, ions. So the particles which possess charges means either positive charge or negative charge, those are called ions. So for example, H plus. So here H contains positive charge. This is called ion. One more example, O minus 2, that means oxygen contains minus 2 charge. This is also called ion. Next, Na plus, that means sodium contains positive charge. That is also called ion. Mg plus 2, this is also called ion. Next, Cl minus, this is also called ion. So ion means what? The particles which exhibits charge is called ions. Here one more important point is there, that is these ions are two types. These ions are two types. They are cation and anion. Cation and anion. What is cation? See, if the ion contains positive charge, all are ions because they are having charges. If the ion contains positive charge, that is called cation. Suppose H plus, positive charge, so that it is cation. O minus, here negative charge, so that it is not cation. But here Na plus, positive charge, so that it is also cation. Mg plus positive charge, this is also called cation. So what is the definition of cation? If an ion contains positive charge, that is called cation. Then what about the definition of an ion? If the ion contains negative charge, that is called anion. That means O minus 2, Cl minus. These are called anions. There are some more examples regarding cations and anions. So this is about ions. Now important topic is there in this chapter, that is how to write formula of given compound. Very important topic. How to write formula of given compound. So here cations examples are what? H plus, Na plus, Mg plus 2. There are some more examples, but here these three are cations. Anions, O minus 2, Cl minus. So I hope it is very clear for you. Now how to write formula of given compound. That means we have to write the formula of the compound. I will show the example, then you will get idea. This is very important and very easy topic. First one, sodium chloride. What is the formula of sodium chloride? I gave the formula of the symbols and formula of the ions in PDF format. If you read that one, then only we are able to write the formula. If you don't read it, if you don't learn it, we cannot write the formula of any compound. For example, our target is what? We have to write the formula of sodium chloride. Sodium, what is the symbol of sodium? Na plus. That is the symbol of sodium. What is the symbol of chloride? Cl minus. That is the first step. That means below the name we are able to write the symbol of their ions. That is the first step. And second step, Simple step. If the charges are equal, that means plus minus. Plus means plus 1. Minus means minus 1. If the charges are equal, then we can write combined formula, that is NaCl. That's all. So this is what formula of sodium chloride. That's all. That is the way to write the formula. First, what we have to write? First, below the name, we have to write their symbols. If the charges are same, then we can write combined formula. For suppose if the charges are different, then what we have to do? I will show the example. See, one more example. Magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride. This is the formula. This is the compound. Our target is what? We have to write the formula of magnesium chloride. First, we have to know what magnesium symbol. Magnesium symbol is what? Mg plus 2. Chloride symbol is what? Cl minus. In that table, all these ions symbols are present. If you learn it, then only we can able to write it. Otherwise, we cannot able to write any formula. See here, plus 2 cation. Here minus 1 anion. Here charges are there, but those are not equal. If charges are not equal, we have to move. We have to apply crisscross method. That means this 2 comes to Cl and this minus 1 comes to Mg. This method is called crisscross method. This 2 comes to Cl, this 1 comes to Mg. While writing the formula, we should not mention. Positive charge and negative charges. We should mention numbers only. I repeat once again. While writing the formula, we should not mention charges. We should mention numbers only. See here, magnesium. To magnesium, which comes? This 1 comes. So if 1 comes, no need to mention 1. So Mg. For Cl, which comes? This 2 comes. That means MgCl2. That's all. So MgCl2 is the what? Formula of magnesium chloride. That's all. That is the formula of magnesium chloride. I will show one more example. If I say the example, then you will get clear idea about all these things. Ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. I have to write the formula for ammonium chloride. That is our target. Ammonium means NH4 plus. This is the formula. This is the symbol for what? Ammonium. Chloride symbol means we discussed already in previous case. Cl minus. Cl minus is the symbol for chloride. So here plus 1 minus 1. Both are equal charges. Plus 1 minus 1. Then what we have to do? We have to write combined formula. That means NH4Cl. That's all. NH4Cl is the what? Formula for ammonium chloride. That's all. So this is the way to write formula of given compound. I will show one more example. That is, see, magnesium fluoride. Magnesium fluoride. We know what is the symbol of magnesium? Mg plus 2. What is the symbol of fluoride? Fluoride F minus. Here plus 2 minus. Charges are there, but these are not equal. If the charges are not equal, what we have to do? We have to apply crisscross. That means this 2 comes here. This 1 comes here. That means MgF2. So this is the way. We should not, while writing the formula, we should not mention positive charge and negative charges. First, what we have to write? Here 2 steps are there. First step is what? We have to write the symbols below their names. After that, if charges are equal, we can write direct formula. Otherwise, we have to apply crisscross method. Next, one more example. See carefully. That is magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. Here symbol for magnesium is what? Mg plus 2. Here symbol for oxide means what? O minus 2. Symbol for magnesium is Mg plus 2. Symbol for oxide means O minus 2. Here plus 2 minus 2. Here charges are equal. So that what we have to do? Charges are equal. We are able to write direct formula MgO. So MgO is what? Formula for magnesium oxide. That's all. Next, one more example. Aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide. What is the formula for symbol for aluminium? Al plus 3. What is the symbol for oxide? O minus 2. Al plus 3, O minus 2. Here charges are there, but these two are not equal. So that what we have to do? Crisscross method. That means this 2 comes to Al, this 3 comes to oxygen. So that your formula is Al3O2. That's all. This is the formula for aluminium oxide. One more example. Ammonium phosphate. See, ammonium phosphate. This is somehow difficult. Listen carefully. See carefully. Ammonium. We know that NH4 plus phosphate. PO4 minus 3. See here plus 1 minus 3. Both are not equal, opposite charges. In such case, what we have to do? Crisscross method. That means this one comes total PO4 and this 3 comes total NH4. Then we have to write like this NH4. This 3 comes to this part. That means we should mention like this bracket, because here nitrogen and hydrogen, two different atoms are present. In such cases we have to mention this bracket, closed bracket, and here PO4. That's all. Suppose here plus 2 is there, suppose, then we have to write PO4 twice. That is the way to write the formula. So this is the way, this is what NH4 thrice PO4. It is what? Formula for ammonium phosphate. One more example. Sodium phosphate. Sodium phosphate. What is the symbol of sodium? Na plus. Symbol of phosphate? PO4 minus. First, every time you have to write. That means before that you should thoroughly prepare, thoroughly learn all these symbols. Here also different charges, so that this 3 comes this part, this one comes this part. So Na3 PO4. That's all. Na3 PO4. This is the formula for sodium phosphate. The formula for sodium phosphate. This is the way to write formula of given compound. This is one topic. Next, one small definition is there. See, that is law of constant proportions. Law of constant proportions. This is also called law of definite proportions. Here one simple point is that here statement is a given compound always contains same proportion by mass or weight. This is the statement. A given compound always contains same proportion by mass or weight. This is the statement regarding law of constant proportions. If I discuss the example, then you will get clear idea about this one. For example, take CO2. That means carbon dioxide. We know very well about this compound. This carbon dioxide contains what? Carbon and oxygen. That means one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Here this carbon dioxide is present in nature. carbon dioxide present in nature. Here one carbon atom. What is the weight of carbon atom? 12 atomic weight. What is the weight of oxygen? For one oxygen 16, but here two oxygen, so that 32. One oxygen atomic weight 16. I discussed atomic weight table also, and two for two oxygens 32. So 12 is to 32. That means 6 is to 16 or 3 is to 8. That means, what is the meaning of this point? If carbon dioxide occurs in nature, its weight ratio is how much? 3 is to 8. Okay, you just keep just remember that point. Now we will discuss one more point regarding this one. We can make carbon dioxide industrially. We can make carbon dioxide industrially. We can get carbon dioxide naturally, and we can make carbon dioxide industrially. Then also the formula of carbon dioxide is same. Then in that one also one carbon atom is and two oxygen atoms are present. In that also ratio is 12 is to 32. Nothing but 6 is to 16. Nothing but 3 is to 8. That means this is the important point. That means if you get a compound either naturally or artificially, its mass ratio or weight ratio is same. That is called law of constant proportions. If you get a compound, not only carbon dioxide, water, methane, everything we can get naturally and industrially. We can make the industrial means we can make them, we can make artificially, but their percentages of percentage by weight or mass is same. That is called law of constant proportions. So I hope you have very clear about today's topic. If you have any doubt in this one, we will discuss in live classes. Thank you.